Hey y'all, welcome to Stivers Homestead. So today we thought we'd do something a little bit different for you all. We know we've talked a lot about ourselves, but there are some random things, I would say, that maybe you all don't know. So we wanted to do random facts about her and myself, and then us together. So if you're new to our channel, this is Jen, I'm Zach, we're the Stivers. We have two kids that are here, but they're not on camera today. They're hanging out inside. So we wanted to do this a little different. So you want to explain how we did it and what we're gonna do?
So we both wrote down 5 random facts about ourselves and then 5 random facts about us as a couple. And I put them in this little Tupperware, shook them up, and we're gonna draw one out one at a time, and we'll go from there.
Yeah, we don't know whose is whose, so, well, obviously we know who's our own, but we're just gonna do it that way and talk about it, trying to do it a little different here, so make it a little fun.
All right, you ready? So, let's see what we get first. The first random fact says I am left-handed. So that's me, I'm left-handed. I think it's random because I don't know many people that are. I mean, I know they're out there, but most everyone I know is right-handed, and y'all get to do life the simple way. Everything I do is awkward and backwards compared to what it should be. And I have trouble with the smallest things. Like, I can't use ballpoint pens because I smear my writing as I'm writing. I have a really hard time vacuuming because I'm fighting with the cord and my arms the whole time, trying to figure out which arm I'm gonna use and how I'm gonna hold the cord, and I'm tripping over everything the entire time because it's just awkward. When we go out to eat, we have to set a certain way.
Oh, that's the worst. Oh my gosh, when we get in a booth
yeah.
and she sits on the inside, it is awful because it's right arm against left arm.
Yeah, it's just, you know, I have to do everything in weird ways, and everybody's always looking at me like, why are you doing stuff that way? And I'm like, because I'm left-handed, and I never really grew into it as a kid, so I'm literally still trying to figure it out at 29 years old.
I think my favorite thing to watch you do as a left-hander is count money.
Yeah.
You know how we do it all quick and easy, and it's funny.
It's bad. I just never grew into it, so it's still weird for me. So left-handed people out there, I feel you.
Let's see if y'all got this problem too, because I don't know if it's just her or if it's left-handed, but we'll say left-handed. Alright, got me one here. As a kid, boating was life. Never missed a weekend. Well, this isn't working out well because this one's mine. So, when I was young, basically all we did was go boating. So we were on lake life. Even when we got together, I was like, you know, I'm not a mountain guy, I am a lake guy.
I'm a mountain person, he's a lake person.
Yeah, and it always feels like there's that separation. You're either on the lake / river, or you're in the mountains, and it's two totally different sets of folks. But all growing up, we spent the weekends on the lake. We would go camping or be in the water somewhere. We was always just getting in some kind of lake out there. We weren't huge on the river, however the lake was everything. So many fun childhood memories. I think it's probably my best childhood memories is out there on the lake, going tubing and then just camping and grilling out, and I think that's where a lot of the stuff today that we do comes from. It was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed it. We now are moving more towards the mountains rather than lake life, but a lot of the same concepts. I think I had that kind of silly bias on lake people, mountain people being different, but they're not so much. Same mindset, just now I like to be dry.
All right, I drew the next one, and again, it's my random fact. So this one says I had a photography business in North Carolina, and I did. It was a random idea that I had.
Y'all see the cat?
Is she back there?
No, she just jumped up.
Oh.
Wyatt's sitting in the recliner and the cat was just swinging back and forth. Sorry, go ahead.
It was an idea that I had. I always liked photography, and then kind of got out of it when I got older. And when we were in North Carolina, I dug out my old camera, and I'm not good enough to basically have like a business and ask people to pay me to take pictures. Like, I'm not that talented with it. I took a few classes in college, and I really enjoy it, and I like to edit pictures, but I didn't feel comfortable going that route. And asking people to give me money because I didn't feel like I was that level yet. So my business was actually a nonprofit, and I advertised it to be affordable family pictures for people who couldn't necessarily go out and spend $400, $500, $600 on family portraits, because I know there was a time when we couldn't do that, and you know, we don't really have that many professional pictures of our family and kids because we just couldn't afford it. I mean, it's expensive. You go out and you pay to have these pictures done, and then you have to pay to print them, and it's just a lot. So we did quite a few photo shoots. He would always help, and we just asked people, you know, if you can donate, go for it. If not, basically just share our name, and we want to help everyone in the small little town that we were in and do pictures for them. And I would print, or not print, but I put all their images on CDs, and I just gave them straight to them and said, you know, here's your family portraits. And it was basically like a learning thing for me. I was able to practice my photography and try to get better at it while helping others, because I didn't feel like I was at the level where I should be saying, you know, I'm a great photographer, give me $400.
Well, and all that's great, but her motto was great. Basically, it was pay us what you feel the pictures are worth or that you can afford, kind of thing.
And if you can't, then don't.
Yeah, and
just,
it was,
you know, whatever. It doesn't matter.
It was really awesome. She got featured in our little local town paper and magazine and stuff.
Yeah, that was pretty neat.
It was awesome. It was really starting to thrive and do really good. And you know, it was more of that feel-good thing.
Yeah.
You know.
But it was kind of the same thing I talked about with singing. When I would get up there in front of the people to take their pictures, I would get so sick, and I did not like people looking at me, and my anxiety would take over. So eventually, you know, before every photo shoot, I was basically like throwing up in our bathroom, and I was like, I can't do this anymore. It's too scary. I don't want people looking at me. So
she's silly. She does awesome. We're working on that confidence there.
But it was a really cool thing, and we helped out a lot of families, and we gave them their family portraits. So that was pretty neat.
That was really cool. All right, let's see if we can switch it up a little bit here. Nope. So the next one, wanted to be a pro sport athlete. So that was one of my childhood wishes. That's a random fact about me. I absolutely love sports. I still do. I'm not as into it religiously as I used to be. But I wanted to be a pro football player or pro baseball player, or just pro anything. However, I think one or two donuts too far kind of kicked me on out of that. But yeah, so that was just one of my things that I wanted to do. I still now really enjoy sports and still like to watch them, but I think my pro time is out the window.
Oh, you were really good at golf. You won some trophies and stuff, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's in the bucket.
It's in the bucket. He's still got the golf bug.
So I'll go ahead and we'll roll right into the next random fact because they do kind of coexist together. Another one that's in there, so we'll throw it out once we find it. I did play high school golf. Was pretty decent. I know a few people watching on here. I've beat them in tournaments, so just to rub that in a little bit because it's always fun to do. But yeah, so I played a lot of tournaments, won a couple, really enjoy it, still enjoy it. When I was going to college, I did get some partial scholarships to go play at some schools, some smaller schools, but I decided not to. Unfortunately, even with partial scholarships, the tuition was still higher than the school I decided to go to, but was pretty good. I still get to play maybe once or twice a year.
We try to go on his birthday at least.
Yeah,
I like to go and ride the golf cart around.
Yeah. So that's a lot of fun. I love golf. And y'all golfers out there, let's go play.
You're pretty good at it. You're still good at it.
Somehow. I don't even pick up a golf club but once a year, and it seems to still be in the blood.
All right, so the next one is about us. We got married in Gatlinburg, Tennessee on April 20th. So our anniversary is coming up. We'll be married for 6 years, together for 7. You do the math there with Wyatt. But we both have always loved the Smoky Mountains, and I know you went a lot as a kid and I went a lot as a kid, and we couldn't really find anywhere to get married around here due to time constraints. And we just decided to do a destination wedding in Gatlinburg, and it was so much fun. I mean, it was just the biggest it was basically a family reunion slash party slash wedding. I mean, it was
the
fun.
best weekend ever.
It really was.
Ever.
We rented a huge cabin that fit like 40 people, and
2 of everything.
yeah,
like in
2
the
of
kitchen.
everything,
2
2
fridges,
fridges,
2
and
microwaves,
yeah.
2 everything.
So everybody got to stay in the cabin with us, and then the few extras had their own cabins, but they were all like right in a circle together. So we just all spent the whole weekend together and got married at a little chapel that was right down the hill.
Yep.
And it was a great time.
Yeah, and I think the moment when most newlyweds are the most excited, which is like that honeymoon next day kind of thing. And we didn't really have a honeymoon. I think we had, what, one day?
Yeah.
One day after the wedding. But we were, after we got married, we got a honeymoon cabin all on the same lot. It was like brought in there. But it was a smaller one. It was right up the hill, but we could see down where the bigger cabins were, where we all were the night before, and the rest of the family and friends were still there. Well, we wake up and are drinking our coffee on the porch, and we're watching everyone leave. And it was like this feeling of sadness.
Yeah.
Like, no, don't go. Let's just do it again
Stay
today.
with us. We'll all hang out.
But yeah, it was the absolute best weekend. We had so much fun then.
Yeah. Nick.
My turn. Let's see what we got. Oh, well, this flows right in. So Jen kind of hinted on it. She was 6 months pregnant with Wyatt when we got married.
Yeah.
It's,
Belly and the wedding dress and all.
Yep. So, you know, and everyone kind of goes about it however they want to. He was planned. Once we finally got together, which I don't want to give too much away on that one, but we knew this is what we wanted. We knew we were right together. We knew everything was perfect. A lot of people, I don't think, saw us that way.
Yeah. Well, we both spent a lot of time with the wrong people for so long that the moment we got together, we were like, okay, this is permanent. Like, we're going to be together for the rest of our lives. Let's get this show on the road.
Yeah. And it's funny, at the time when we were 23,
yeah,
you feel like you're old. At that age, you feel like, okay, it's time, we got to start doing this, or we're way behind schedule with children and marriage and all that stuff. But
you're not.
You're not. No, absolutely. Even right now, we could start and still be fine.
Right.
But anyways, so it was one of those things we started talking about it. Do we wait till Wyatt's born and then get married, or do we embrace it and move forward with it? Because you know, a lot of people kind of question those things, and so we made the decision that we wanted to do it. We want to get married. We wanted to embrace her being pregnant. You know, it's the love that matters. Faith in our hearts. It didn't matter the timetable that the things happened or the order that happened. We knew our family was starting, and we didn't want to delay anything. Not to say that anyone that does wait till after, you know, birth and all that stuff to get married, that's perfectly fine. More of a logical reason we went ahead and did it too. It's a lot easier once the child is born if you are actually married. More from the dad's side, because you're not married. I mean, even though it is your child, it's still paperwork wise a little bit more difficult if you don't have the same last name and stuff.
Right.
But we knew it was right. A lot of people, I'm sure, didn't think it was right and thought it was rushed or for the wrong reasons.
I think they did until they came to our wedding.
Yeah.
And then they were like, okay, this is real.
Right. And then here we are about to hit 6 years.
Yep.
And things are stronger than ever. So that was a lot of fun. So that's an interesting fact of the beginning stages.
Yep. All right, my turn. These are all flowing together quite nicely.
They are.
All right, this one says, Zach chased Jen for 4 months, and boy did he.
Longest 4 months of my life.
Yeah, so when we got together, I wasn't sure about him at first, and there were other things going on, but he basically convinced everyone around me, all my friends and family, to love him first, and then they started convincing me, and then one day it just clicked, and I was like, okay, y'all are right, he's the one. And then we hit it out the gate.
Take note out there, single fellas.
Yeah.
Make the ones around them fall in love with you first.
Yeah, but he did. He kept at it. He was determined.
Yeah. No, it was a summer, basically.
Yeah, a summer.
Yeah, and it was a long summer, but we got there young, you know, childish, having fun, both of us, just not sure it was time, but felt it in our hearts, and so I think that's why neither one of us went away in those 4 months and hung around each other, and then finally the stars aligned, and here we are today again.
It just clicked, and we were like, okay.
It had clicked for me 4 months ago.
It took me a little while.
Alright, next one. Says a little off babies and marriage. So this one's a me one. I was in a fraternity when I was in college. I was a frat boy. Sigma Pi was my fraternity. Had a lot of fun, sometimes a little too much fun, I would say. But it's an experience I'll never forget.
And that's part of the reason why I let him chase me for so long, because I was like, he's a little too wild for me. I don't know about this one.
Yeah, I was. Calm down now, thankfully. But yes, it was a great time. I wouldn't take it back. The experiences and the friendships I've made in that fraternity will last a lifetime. Our best man in our wedding.
Yep.
We say we didn't actually meet in the fraternity, but that's when our friendships truly started. We played golf together, and we met each other back in high school when we would play high school tournaments and stuff, but we didn't realize that until we joined the fraternity together. So friendships I'll never forget, will always have. So I definitely wouldn't recommend it for everyone. It's not for everyone.
Wasn't for me.
Yeah, well, sorority, yeah. But it was amazing. I mean, definitely go pledge if you are a college student or thinking about going to college. Test the waters out there. It's not all the
Negative.
Yeah, it's not everything you read. It's more about brotherhood, the fraternity wise, and sisterhood and sorority wise. But it is, especially if you're going out of town into colleges you don't know anyone, or in my case, I knew everyone going to college, so a lot of us joined fraternities to try to meet other people, and so it's a good social network and brotherhood to help get you by. But that was a lot of fun.
All right, the next one is one of mine. It says, hiked a 12-mile trail at 4 years old. And that is true. When I was little, like I said, we spent a lot of time in the Smoky Mountains, and we were always hiking on the weekends. And that was a really good time, also challenging at some points. But overall, it was a really good thing for our family. And when I was 4 years old, we hiked a trail that was 12 miles long in one day. We didn't stop and sleep and finish it the next day. We did it all in one day. And it was rough. It was straight up, straight down, straight up, straight down. But it was a good time, and it's one of my first memories, I think. So that's just a random fact about me.
You like hiking today?
Nope. Hate it. But thank you, Mom and Dad and my stepdad for doing that for me when I was younger. It really did build character and make me stronger, but I hate it now.
Alright, that's another one for me. This is really working out not how we planned. We was hoping she would get mine, I would get hers. We'd have to talk about what we know about it, but whatever, here we are. Alright, I was an only child until I was 18 years old, and now I have a half sister. So I'm 29 now, be 30 in July. But I've been an only child my whole life, and then when I was 18, my dad and my stepmom at the time had our beautiful Madison Renee Stivers. She's my half sister. She's more, I mean, she's obviously my real sister, but I feel more like, I guess, an uncle or something, and more of an adult figure. But love her to death. Our kids love Aunt Maddie. She comes stays with us sometimes. I mean, it is just, she's awesome. She's an amazing young lady. Now I have 3 other stepsisters with my dad and his wife now, and you know, I'm growing in siblings. It's awesome. But yeah, I was an only child for 18 years of my life, and then now I got 4 sisters total all of a sudden.
We love our Maddie.
Yeah.
She loves to come stay with us, mostly in the summer, and we have a really good time with her.
Yep.
Love having her over. All right. Next says, again, it's mine. I grew up in Pageants. I sure did. So when I was smaller, I was basically a tomboy because my best friends were my brothers. And when I got a little bit older and I moved to Kentucky, I started getting into pageants and dance and cheerleading. And I did a lot of pageants throughout the years. Won a few, lost a few. Always made good friends, had really good times, and loved getting all dolled up and frilly. Looked a lot differently than I do now, but thank you, motherhood. But it was a really good time. I love doing pageants. That's another one of those things that I think you know, a lot of people don't agree with it, but for me, it did build character and make me stronger as a person, as well as made friendships.
Confidence.
Didn't work, obviously.
Maybe one day, y'all. Maybe one day. All right, what we got next? Ooh.
Oh.
It finally worked. I got one of hers. She was raised a Jehovah Witness.
Sure was.
Unfortunately, this is one that I can't really talk a whole lot about. You want to tell them about how long and maybe why and stuff?
Before my parents divorced and we lived in Tennessee, we were Jehovah Witnesses, our whole family, and some of our other extended family was and some weren't, but that's just how we grew up. And we moved when I was 6 or 7, so I didn't get a whole lot of that into adulthood, but I remember a lot about it as a child, and it was good for our family. It was strengthening. A lot of that family still is, and I love them dearly. We personally are not. That's just not really something that really works for our family, but we love them dearly, and it was different. It was very different, and I think it kind of shaped me into who I am, being different than all the other people around you all the time.
Did I catch all that?
It was just, you know, I don't know how much y'all know about them, but they do a lot of things differently with the holidays and such, so we were different than most families, but it wasn't a bad thing.
Yeah.
It was character building.
There you go. All right, your turn.
My turn?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I drew that one, but you had to talk about it.
I'm talking a lot.
Well, we was doing this, I'm like, I'm just not very interesting. You actually have some interesting stuff you can talk about. I played golf. Bit of fraternity.
You have more interesting stuff. You just didn't want to say it. All right. This one is about us. We have moved 6 times together. Take it.
Too many. Oh my gosh. So, all right, we get together. In between getting pregnant and marriage, we got a duplex. It was nice, but it was small.
So small, but so cozy.
It was our first place. We'll never forget that place. It was awesome. It had this most beautiful little tree in that little bitty patch of yard that there was.
Yeah.
But we went from there to a trailer, then into my mom's house when we were building this, then back to the trailer because this was taking too long, then to North Carolina, then finally to back here. Did I miss any?
I think that's it.
Whew. And all that time with having children, and if any of you all have kids, you know, you gain enough junk as it is, just with 2 adults, but then when you have kids, it just seems like there's toys and pieces everywhere, and you don't want to accidentally grab the big piece and then leave all the small pieces somewhere, because then the big piece don't work, and holy cow.
Yeah, every time we moved, the trailer got bigger and bigger and bigger.
Yeah.
For all of our junk.
Yeah, and the worst was the North Carolina one, because most of the times when we moved around here, we would move before we had to basically get out of the other place. So we could do a few runs and spread it across a couple weekends to get last remainder stuff. That North Carolina one, going and coming, was rough because this was your one shot. Whatever you leave, you ain't getting back. So you had to really thoroughly make sure everything was clean. But 6 times, like we just said, we're about to be married for 6 years. Yep. And we've been in this one for 3 now.
Yeah, so our longest.
Yeah. So I guess that means within a 3-year time span, we moved 6 times. Yeah. So really wrap that around your head.
Our poor family, they just kept shipping us from place to place.
They sure did. A couple grunts here and there, but overall, they just jumped right in and helped us move. So we really appreciate them.
All right.
This is the last one?
This is the last one.
Oh, man.
And it's about us together. It says we grew up together but reconnected in a bar.
Yep. I think it's a good ender too.
Yeah. We went to school together. We went to same elementary school, same middle school.
When she moved back from Tennessee.
Same high school and even same college.
Yeah.
And throughout this time we lived a quarter of a mile away from each other. We were always just right down the road. We were always friends. We always hung out with the same group, had all the same core best friends. And when we went to college, we were around each other even more and more, but didn't really connect.
I was the fraternity guy. She was not into that.
He was wild. I was a good girl. So it was just one random night, and we were both out at the same time.
I wasn't even gonna go.
Yeah, I wasn't either. I almost didn't, and my friend was like, no, we gotta go. You gotta get out.
Yep. Same with me. I was just like,
Yeah.
well, it's something to do, I reckon.
Yeah.
Because here in Frankfort, there's not a whole lot to do.
Yeah.
So you start seeing the exact same faces every time you do when you're younger, and you go out to do things and stuff. And it's just like, surely don't have any interest to go back out.
Yeah.
But the stars aligned, and here she was staring at me, and
I saw him and I was like, oh, that's Zach Stivers. What's he doing here?
yep.
He came over and he said, what did he say? Where's your man at tonight?
Yep.
I said, I don't have one. I hate men.
Door was open.
Door was open.
4 more months of my life trying to
Yeah.
convince her that men aren't bad.
Yeah.
And then the rest is written in the sand.
Yep. So
Woo!
that's it.
That's a lot. That was a lot about our younger days.
Yeah. Hopefully y'all enjoyed that. Just
Yeah.
a few random things about us.
Yeah, because we talk about a lot of the now and the
Yeah.
homesteading part, but sometimes it's kind of nice to what turned us into this.
Right.
So I hope that opened the door and let y'all see a little bit more about us. You know us, everything's pretty lighthearted on our channel, but we like to get to know you all as much as you all like to get to know us. So y'all do it too.
Yeah, y'all do it too.
Yeah,
Let us know.
We have a lot of followers on
We'd
here
love
and
to
a lot
watch.
of comments. Yeah.
It's cool to get to know people outside of homesteading too.
Mhm.
What makes you you? What
Yep.
makes you different? So.
Because we all know about the farming stuff, and you usually got raised in it or didn't like it and this and that, and you found it, but what made you you?
Yep.
Or you and your spouse together and different things like that. So let's find some of them smaller details out.
All right. Until
right.
next time, we'll see y'all later.
Bye.